In this episode, Julius Caesar, Minchialino, the bandits, Kakukutsa pasta, a castle, and lots of flowers.
Hop. It's strange, it's really strange, but I am happy.
Perched on top of a fortress 750 meters above sea level, overlooking the underlying Socio Valley, stands an ancient Sicilian little town, which in the past belonged to the descendants of Aeneas, the so-called gens Julia, the Roman class which boasts illustrious personalities, including none other than Julius Caesar. And when the sun begins to set in Giuliana, and the little lights of the town illuminate the narrow stone alleys and the low houses, one has the impression that the Romans could suddenly appear back, catapulted into the future by who knows what sort of time machine. But luckily it is daylight now, and we have just arrived in Giuliana, in Piazza della Repubblica. A small group of local elderly people have found their meeting point in this staircase.
A mio nonno ci dicevano Minchialino. Allora, è andato a fare il militare verso Bologna, così non so mi ricordo. E era piccolino, era magro, un tipo così esile. Allora là sopra ci dicevano sei minchiarlino, sei minchiarlino.
My grandfather served in the army in the north of Italy, and since he was a teen, they called him Mingerlino, that is skin in Italian. When he came here to Sicily and told his friends, they changed Mingerlino in a more Sicilian Minchialino, and this is our nickname.
Qui è un paese per vecchi oramai, ci godiamo la pensione.
This is the country for old people now. We are enjoying our retirement. I have heard that there were famous bandits here in the past, the so-called briganti. The most famous brigand was Praia. In fact, the saying remains that whoever steals is called Praia.
Buongiorno.
Here is a nice group of gents Giulia to chat with.
Io mi chiamo Cuzzolone.
Come?
Cuzzolone.
Che significa?
They call me Cozzolone because he has a big head.
Si chiama Bannera.
And we call him a flag. Go and understand where it comes from. Come, I will show you the local old club. How beautiful, and what a beautiful floor. Here are the newspapers.
Questo è un circolo dei civili.
This is the club of the civil. In the past, it was reserved only to the noble or important people, but today is open to everyone.
E abbiamo biliardo, non c'è stato.
Look at this beautiful billiard table. We go back to walking. What quiet, what serenity. Here is the sign for the 13th century castle. How beautiful are the stone alleys of Sicilian villages. Look at those two falconers. We are truly catapulted into the Middle Ages.
Quando fa donna vi capite perché
È femmina.
femmina, sì. Sì.
Here is a panoramic point over the beautiful Socio River Valley. Sicily, the granary of ancient Rome. And even today, wheat is largely cultivated in the countryside of our hinterland. We climb through a stone labyrinth, see where it takes us. I think this is the famous castle built in the 13th century by King Frederick II of Swabia, famous for having written a treatise on falconry, as well as for his great culture and ingenuity. Now I understand what those two were doing with the buzzards. We are in the highest part of Giuliana, and at the top of the castle there is a telescope that encompasses half of Sicily. Where does this music come from? Juliana is a medieval village rich in traditions that we still maintain. Behind this castle we also have a cuba dating back to the Arab period, which was used to quench the animals' thirst. Here we have respectable and honest people. Here you can find serenity and a beautiful dimension of life. We happily welcome anyone who comes to visit us.
Allora, come in tutti i luoghi ricchi di storia, ci sono delle leggende legate a questo castello.
As in all places rich in history, there are many legends around this castle. It is said that this trapdoor was an escape route that led to the river in the valley below. We know for sure that tunnels communicating with each other have been found underground in the town, and therefore I really believe that there could have been this underground circuit of escape routes from the castle.
Let's go back to town. These beautiful red flowers welcome us. Silence, stillness, poetry. An open door, our favorite prayer.
Buongiorno.
Salve.
Che bel laboratorio.
Decoriamo.
We decorate ceramic objects with passion. Chandeliers, plates, LED everything. This is a typical Sicilian more at. This is the male and there is the woman. Legend is that at the time of Arab domination in the 10th century, a Moor fell in love with a beautiful Sicilian woman. When she realized that he cheated on her, she cut off his head. She emptied it and she planted basil in it. Okay.
Nella sua terra, quando la ragazza l'ha saputo, una storia un po' cruenta, quando la ragazza l'ha saputo,
Ha fatto tagliare la testa.
gli ha fatto tagliare la testa e nella testa ha piantato il basilico.
Mamma mia, never cheat on a Sicilian woman. Better go back for a walk. Still beautiful red flowers. And here are some white flowers. They have a green thumb in Giuliana.
Come si sta qui a Giuliana? Direi dei briganti di Giuliana. Si ricorda di qualche nome? Nemmeno di
Good
un
morning.
nome
What about the
particolare?
bandits? No, nothing about bandits. I don't know anything. I am a good person. This is my home.
Oggi
What
cosa
are you
hai
eating
mangiato?
today?
Oggi cosa hai mangiato?
Pasta com a cucuzza.
Buonissimo!
Lo sape perché mangio pasta com a cucuzza io?
Perché?
Perché c'era il dottore bello.
Kakukutsa pasta. That is pasta with the zucchini. And do you know why I eat pasta kakukutsa? Because here lived such Dr. Bella, who always ate pasta kakukutsa and lived up to 100 years old. Here is another house full of plants and flowers. Let's see who lives there. What a beautiful house.
Ecco avanti.
Buongiorno.
Salve, piacere. Tina, accomodatevi che c'è un caldo.
È una passione di famiglia.
Sì, vabbè, i libri. Io l'importante è che si circolano da libri e quadri. Sono l'anima di
For me, it's important that there are books and
Cosa fa
paintings.
lei?
pizza e dipinge lei.
What beautiful
Ha visto
doors
anche i
and
quadri sgarbi,
many
ha fatto i
embroidered
complimenti,
paintings
ecco,
and
questo
sofas.
ecco, mia sorella, io sono appunto, io ho il cucito, questo mi piace, la mia passione.
Bellissimo.
Prego, accomodate. Anzitutto penso, qua c'è la camera da letto. Questa è tipica, la
What a
Sicilia per
beautiful,
me.
typical Sicilian bed. There is also a crib and above it a plethora of stairs.
Proprio mio cugino è Gasparino, si chiama, bravissimo, anche il portone di giù, poi e poi noi siamo, io Giuseppina, mio marito Giuseppe e mio figlio Joseph.
My name is Giuseppina, my husband Giuseppe, and my son Joseph.
Here we are in the kitchen, also full of objects.
You should come for Christmas.
And we imagine it.
Grazie mille.
Grazie a te, buone cose, buon tutto.
Anche a lei.
Piace dire.
Buona vita. Siamo nella chiesa San Nicolò di Bari e abbiamo
This is the church of San Nicolo di Bari, and this is the statue of Saint Joseph and Jesus, which traditionally is brought to the bride and groom's home in March and placed on the bed. The future spouses make these propitiatory ribbons of blessing and future offspring.
I tuoi sposi confezionano queste scocche. Ogni scocca è diversa dalle altre, sono fatte con merletti, pizzi, nastrini.
A big dog invites us to follow him, and actually he is absolutely right. What a beautiful table set! A classic Sicilian outdoor table with singing birds and the inevitable black olives.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Rosanna, piacere.
Bicchiere nuovo.
Fresche, fatte in casa.
Sì, queste sono fatte in
Grandma made fresh pasta.
Questi cosa sono?
Cannolicchi, ricotta.
These are cannoliki with ricotta, typical of Giuliana.
buccia d'uovo,
Profumo, tra l'altro.
buccia d'uovo e
E ti fa disturba?
The table is set up. Let's eat. We start with the caponata, olives, aubergines, pine nuts, raisins, onion. In the meantime, the homemade pasta is ready to go into the pot, and after a while, it's ready to come out and meet the fresh sauce, always rigorously homemade. And then we add two aubergines picked from the garden, and we start eating. Then we enjoy a nice omelette, and there is also Sicilian red watermelon. And finally the cannoliki with ricotta. Even the dogs had a nice meal, and grandmother Giuseppina is ready to confess everything to us.
Mio marito si stava facendo parrino.
L'ha fatto cambiare idea.
My husband was becoming a priest, and I changed his mind. We met here in the village. In that period, a friend of ours, a half relative, got married, and we were both invited to the wedding, and so we danced together and then got engaged. For the All Saints' Day, her mother came to my house to declare herself. We got married in 1957.
Niente, ne conosciamo così.
In paese, vi siete conosciuti qui in paese?
Magari mezzo parenti eramo e siamo.
Certo.
Niente, poi...
Grazie di tutto e alla prossima.
Alla prossima.
What a beautiful day today in Giuliana. What peace and serenity. Thank you, Sicilian friends.
Ciao.
It's rain, it's rain.